Om Shanti, and a very good evening to all the participants of our today's online refreshing Sunday evening talk. I hope my audio and video are okay. Yes, perfect. So, I welcome you once again, and this is a series of sessions which focus on topics that matter to you. These topics are presented by experienced Rajyog meditators with an aim to provide you holistic insights in a light and refreshing manner. This series is organized by Shanti Sarovar Hyderabad, and Shanti Sarovar is one of the major retreat centers of Brahma Kumaris. As an organization, Brahma Kumaris is a worldwide socio spiritual organization spread across 130 countries. So, I hope you're all set for today's session. Our topic for today is moving from mindful, that is mind that is full, to being mindful. So having the mind full of many things is a common experience these days. I think as we are often doing multitasking, so it becomes a common experience. And apart from the task that we are doing, we are also swinging between the memories of the past and any anxieties of the future. So as a result, we miss to enjoy the present. So, to help us explore the techniques to shift from a state of being a mind that is full to being mindful, we have with us Sister Chaya. She is a senior faculty of Brahma Kumaris. Thank you, Sister, for joining us virtually in Hyderabad today. We welcome you to the refreshing Sunday evening talk. So, a brief intro about Sister. So, Sister Chaya is practicing meditation for about 20 years now. She did her post graduation in mass communication and journalism from Bangalore University. She has been actively practicing meditation and trying to explore the scientific relationship between mind, matter, and how it affects our life. So she is a core member of the Spiritual Application and Research Center, a wing of Brahma Kumaris that explores the uh, research aspect of meditation. So she conducts management courses on positive thinking and stress management, and has been a faculty with Brahma Kumaris for 17 years. So, with this, I hand over the virtual stage to Sister Chaya to take us from a state of being full in our mind to being mindful. Over to you, Sister. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And Om Shanti. So we greet everyone with Om Shanti. It's such a big meaning in itself because as we go along, so many things come up in our lifetime. Just for example, if you're just outside your home looking through the window, so many things that come to your mind. So each and every thought carries its own feelings. You can see someone have a good feeling, you can see something have a bad feeling. So you can recollect something. So that 5 minutes of watching through the window creates so many thoughts and so many feelings within you. So what is Om Shanti then? So every now and then you hear this, word. It's such a pious and pure mantra that I can say, which reminds me that you are there outside, you are influenced by so many things outside, but deep within you, you are a peaceful being. So again and again, when you're reminding yourself, it is like saying to yourself that you are beautiful, you are peaceful. So you are to yourself. That means you are in the present, minding your own mind. That means you are having a track of your own mind rather than getting carried away by anything that is outside. So with this small note, I would like to just start off with few minutes of meditation. So I request you to be seated wherever you are comfortably. Please sit straight. Take a long breath and observe your breathing. You breathe in and breathe out. As you breathe in slowly, there is intake of air and energy within you. Hold and breathe out. Observe this process of breathing. in your body. You intake energy, you generate all the tensions that you have within. I create this space within myself and write, I'm a peaceful being. I'm just a point of light, but I radiate peace. I'm such a sentient being of light. This light helps me in creating a world of peace within me. As I create these thoughts, I can let go all the thoughts that are not connected to me. All that I had done throughout the day, which was not fruitful. I come to one point and say to myself, I'm the being of peace. I need to be in this state of mind. I need to be present in this state of mind because this is the eye of storm. Slowly open your eyes, find vibrations around you. Let me absorb these deep within. Sink into the vibrations of peace. Om Shanti. Going into this beautiful topic with this small journey of meditation. So I would just like to give you a small example of what is mindful and what is mindful. So it is like, we all know that a mind which is full is confused, it is messed up. I give you a beautiful example, like I have a pot, an empty pot, but then I have sown all the seeds. The seed of mango, I have sown the seed of apple, I have sown the seed of so many other things, of banana and other things. And finally, when all the plant starts to grow, I find that everything is there, but nothing is nourished properly. Right? So I can find the apple tree also growing, I can find the croton also growing, I can find something else also growing. Everything is coming up, but nothing is totally nourished. I can find that they don't have the power. So same way, what happens to us within. So the whole day we are with our mind. We have so many thoughts. Let me do this, let me be this, let me interact like this, let me do the meeting like this. So many thoughts in one go. And finally, what happens when the mind starts to bring all those into action? It is a jumble. You can find that no thought is energetic, no thought is powerful within. And what happens is, instead of holding on to one powerful thought, so we let go that, and then we hold on to so many things which confuse us. And finally, when I'm not able to replace those thoughts, so I'm not able to get those powerful, nourished result that I require. It is a kind of deep inner discomfort or discontentment within me, which says that yes, I wanted to do this. I had so many thoughts within, but I could not accomplish anything. So I could not get the result that I wanted. So what happens is when the mind is totally with all the thoughts, without being in the present, with all the thoughts, so what happens? No thought is getting that nourishment. One thought is like a seed that you have sown. And then if it is not having that nourishment of making it more powerful, of bringing it into action, of bringing that feeling within, if that nourishment is absent, what happens is I hold on to many things, but nothing is accomplished properly. I'm not able to implement anything properly. So that's the reason why what is the power of silence? It is nothing but, there are two things that are happening. And always you find that there is a gap there between two things. So in that gap, can I build that inner resilience within me? Rather than having so many thoughts that I need to attend the meeting, I have to take my dog for a walk, I need to do this for my boss, I need to take my spouse drop, I need to drop the children, I need to put the dustbin there, I need to do this, I have to go for a walk. So these are something, all the thoughts that are there in the mind. And then you find that I have done everything, but nothing has got that power within. So nothing is being, totally nourished properly within. So what happens is when the mind is totally full, it is like you have sown all the seeds. You can find you are happy that everything has come out as plans. But then if nothing has got power within, it is not totally powerful. So what happens? The result that you get, it is a kind of undernourished fruit, or it is a tasteless fruit. So same way, I have done the everything the whole day, but finally, end of the day, I'm not happy with myself. So I'm not content with myself. I'm not peaceful with myself. So what is happening is the energy that I carry for each and every work or each and every action or karma that I do, it is just like I have to do, I have to do, मुझे करना है, करना है, करना है, and करना है. So my whole mindset is I just think, and think that I have to do, I have to do, I have to do, I have to go for a walk, I have to put the dustbin, I have to drop my children. So it is like the mindset is do, and do. So the whole pattern of my mind, my thought is like, you do this. So next you do this, next you do this. So I am doing it like a machine. It is a routine thing that is coming up. So what happens is, so when it comes to the end of the day, I find that I have done so many things, but there each and every action that I performed, each and everything that I did was just a duty that I did. But I didn't experience the happiness within. So I didn't experience the power within. I didn't experience the peace within. So what happens in all these that I have carried is only the mundane and routine thoughts. So the energy flow is only that. I keep doing, and doing. So I just do it like a machine. So what happens the very next day? So my mind is again filled with all those thoughts. Let me do this, do that, do that, do that. So what happened in this confused state of mind? We cannot pick the right thought at the right time because I've been doing this. So we are not in sync with what we want and what we need to do. So our decisions are not original. So what happens is when a person is completely into that mode of just doing and doing and doing, so after some time, it is a harsh reality that my originality is lost. My decisions are very, very slow, almost like suppressed point. So whatever I do, I am not in sync with that energy that I have to carry. So, what I need to do is a higher level of my energy, a higher level of high level of the energy and values that I hold, and then I connect to the karma or actions that I do. So, automatically, you find that with doing, there is a kind of deep inner contentment. With doing, I am also having that energy getting stored and transmitting that energy to others. So, when the decisions are not original, many times we find that we are confused with so many things, petty things. So, when the confusion starts, it is not one confusion of one point. The confusion starts, and the whole day the confusion persists. So, we get along with the confusion, we get along with the messy thoughts. Okay, let me do something else. We just switch on to something, hold on to some action, and then it is going on. But then what is happening? I have just changed the mode, but the confused and messy thoughts still persist in my mind. So that can work at any point of time, at any time, anywhere. So it can be direct, it can be indirect. And that's the reason why, even after so many years, I am not able to decide for something with my originality. So, with my original thinking, with that energy that I hold within, the peace that I hold within, the power that I know hold within, the discipline or principles that I hold within. And that's the reason why. So, whenever I find that I have to do so many things, the morning with my children, my spouse, there is so many things coming up, relationship, friends, shopping, and then by afternoon it is meetings, it is deadlines, and you have lunch with your colleagues. So it is done, it is done, and it is done. Then you find that there is workload, there is pressure, there are issues coming up, there is management rules, and then rules change, and the boss is there, the principles change, all this is there. Again, it is carried, the energy is carried to the evening. So I have the same energy, and then the children, the spouse, and then the dinner coming up, the TV. So this is again a cycle, cycle which is going on and on and on. Again, the next day, my relationship, my shopping, then the meetings, deadlines. So this is a cycle that is going on and on. So we find that as a detached observer, if we just see our mundane routine, we are just doing it as machines, right? So I'm dropping off my children, I take the dog for a walk, I have done this, I have done that. So, what is mindfulness? Is that you are aware of what you are doing, but then you're all aware of your own energy within. You're also aware of the uninfluenced state of mind that I need to be. That means I can enjoy each and every action or the karma that I do. Whether it is a simple work of sweeping, a simple work of serving dinner or lunch to someone. It could be a simple work of cooking also. So if it is like I have done, I have finished it, I have done this, I have done that. So there I have finished the duty and it is finished with that energy level there. So if I can enjoy each and every work that I do, and the mind is present there, automatically the energy flows to each and everything that I do. Whether it is cooking, it flows to my food. If it is with the friends, it flows to my friends. So if it is with my colleagues, it is emitted to the colleagues. So now with this cycle, how do I manage myself? Because what is mindfulness is, it is a quality of thoughts. Each thought has got its own level, and when I determine my quality of thought, that it determines the degree of happiness or the energy level that I hold. So here in mindful, in being, it is an ability. What is the ability? To maintain the quality of my own thoughts. So it could be positive, it could be an elevated thought, or it could be about anything that is very nice, which gives me an overwhelming energy within. So being mindful is the basic human ability to be fully present, aware of where we are and what we are doing, and not to overly overreact it and overwhelmed by what's going on around. So you can find that some people are hyper. They are here, they are there, they're watching someone, they're doing so many things. And the energy level that they transmit is so much that after some time they are lost. After some time they get exhausted. So, what is mindfulness is being in the present and watching the quality of your thoughts. Where is my thought going? Towards what am I thinking too much? Or it could be something that I have perceived from outside, and my mind is constantly thinking about that. So, mindfulness is a kind of presence of mind. In subtlety or spiritual language, I can say that it is the basic human quality or the quality of the mind to pick the right thought at the right time. So when this is systematic, when this is properly done, I can enjoy my own happiness. I can enjoy my own originality. I can enjoy my own values that are hidden within. Now, a mind that is focused can overcome the biggest challenge. So, what is the challenge in today's world where we are full of thoughts in our mind, or we are not in the present, or we are carried away by some of the thoughts of past or future? So, every now and then, if the mind is not empowered, we find that every small work or action or karya is very huge because the work is there and I am here. And even if the gap is not there, when I lose the power of my attention, when I lose the power of focus, when I am not in the present, my mind is wandering in the past, the gap starts to increase. So I am here and my work is here. I will not be able to attain the job properly. So I will not be able to accomplish my job properly. And that's the reason why, many times a focused mind, which is very, very empowered, can overcome biggest challenges. That is what we have been seeing in this world. So it is the challenge of the individual, it is the challenge of the family, challenge to the society, it could be challenge to the world or the country. So challenges are there everywhere in every step and every level. So challenges do come, but it is not that we don't hold the knowledge or we are not technically proper. But then what happens is if the mind is not focused, we are not in the present, you find that there is vast difference between you and the work that you have to do, you and the challenge that has come up. So what is mindfulness is you are so very in the present, you are so focused on everything that your attention is there on the present. That means the energy that flows from your mind is to the present. You are not being judgmental. Why did this come? ऐसा क्यों हुआ? ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए था. मेरे साथ ही क्यों हो रहा है? What can I do? What can I not do? Whom to approach? Whom not to approach? So all these judgmental thing mode is not required. You don't have to justify anything to others also. So when the attention is on the present, just like a person who has to run 100 meters dash, it is just his start and the end, his start and the end. So his whole focus is on how much I can cover, what time I can cover, and how fast I can reach the destiny. So he or she is so focused on the start and the end that all the other thoughts are just like they have let go. Whether I will be able to do or not, who is the hindrance, why did it happen, all that is gone. This leads to clarity of mind, and they're so focused, they can finish it in a record's time. So it is not that we are just mentioning or giving examples. So when it comes to my own life, when it comes to my own, jivan, so there are challenges, small, medium, and very intense challenges that come up. So which we call in spiritual terms as it is a kind of accounts, or it is a kind of hisab kitab in Hindi. So this account settlement can be low level, it can be medium level, or it can be very, very intense. So mind has got the capability to almost overcome the intense challenges also. But where are we lost? So where we lose the track is either we are very judgmental, we are lost in questions. ऐसा क्यों हुआ? ये क्यों हुआ? ऐसा नहीं बोलना था, ऐसा क्यों कह दिया है? We are lost in that question mark. So once the mind is full of all questions, unwanted questions, so the clarity of walking into the right path is lost. Clarity of getting solution is lost. तो हमको याद आ रहा है ऐसे कर सकते हैं लेकिन कर नहीं पा रहे. So I'm able to recollect that I can do this. This is what is a solution, but I am not able to bring it into action. So the power of bringing a solution into action is lost. So that is where we say that the clarity of mind is zero. So when the mind is in the present, that means the attention is in the present, your energy is in the present, and automatically the clarity brings you a biggest, gift of overcoming the challenges. This is what is the power of meditation, I can say. This is the power of silence. This is the power of the clarity of mind. So here I would just like to clarify a little more on this clarity of mind. See, the mind is such a beautiful mechanism. It works best when it is nourished properly. What is the nourishment to the mind? So where I am able to perceive highest things, the most positive things. I am able to churn on the positive things, the highest things. And that churning comes out in the form of my personality, my inner personality. So when my perceiving, my churning, and my action or personality and my karma are inclined together, there is so much clarity within myself. I am not confused with my own thoughts or decisions. It's just like, there is a bright light and everything is so clear to you. So anything that is not visible also is visible. Something mistakenly you have kept it somewhere also is visible, right? The same way, our mind is such a beautiful mechanism. So when there is clarity, what is clarity is you are in that level of thinking where each and everything you are able to understand very clearly without any confusion or without any questions. That is the power of knowledge. That is the power of understanding. That is the power of samaj, I can say. So what happens that each thought that comes to mind is with samaj, with this great understanding, and that clarity brings so much of power within that. So whatever I speak, I have no doubt in that. I'm very confident in that. Whatever action I perform, I'm very confident in that. So how did it come up? Because there was so much of clarity in my mind. So we need to realize that in this greatest world where every mind is working continuously day in and day out, except when we are sleeping, there are so many crores of souls here, human beings here. Each and every person is working on something. Somebody is working on technology, somebody is working on science, somebody is working on medicine, somebody is working on art, dance, painting, sculpture, so many things. And all this is there. Each and everyone's mind is a mechanism, it is working to the best, their profession. But then, when will the clarity of my profession, when will the clarity of syncing others' thought with mine come? Because what happens is, when the mind becomes full, is when I am not able to understand others' thoughts, the energy of others' thoughts, and when there is a blockage, so when there is a repulsion to their thoughts, when I'm not able to accept their thoughts, their suggestions, their ideas, so that is when that kind of confusion, that kind of repulsion, that kind of not taking and accepting leads to more and more thoughts. So when can we really sync each and everyone's thought, each and everyone's mind together, is when we are able to bring those values together. The value of peace, the value of power, value of purity, value of knowledge, value of love, value of presence, value of happiness, cooperation. So when we are able to bring those values in our thoughts, in our feelings, in our personality, we are able to sync there. Our thoughts get matched. So the frequency is matched. And that's the reason why we are able to feel that around us, feel that in our family, feel that in our colleagues, feel that in our office. So clarity of mind is so important for me to be mindful of each and everything. Now, how do I change this? Because we have been hearing so many things in this world. But from being full to being very mindful, cautious, that it is a kind of skill. I can say it is a spiritual skill, because this change, a change which is necessary, which is need. I can't say I will do it later, I will think of that later. So we cannot say that meditation I can think of later. I cannot say spiritual knowledge I can think of later. It is need of the. It is something that I require as my food, as a tonic, or the air that we intake. It is a requirement. It should be a part and parcel of life. So how will that change come? So from being full to being very cautious or the mindful. So it is a change, it is a process, and it requires time, it requires a deep attention within. So just like how you can see, the leaves are new, it is so tender. But as the photosynthesis starts, you know, you can find the color, you can find the power in the leaves change. It has become slowly, it is changing from orange, yellow to little bit of green, then little bit of more green, and it becomes very dark green. So when it has become dark green, you understand that the plant has grown enough. But when the tender leaves, you protect it. We feel that it requires more protection, it requires more nourishment. The same way, any change that we have brought, whether it is spiritual, whether it is in our personal life, whether it is about values that I need to practice, any change in the beginning, it is a small, tender change, a small change. So I can be disturbed by someone. I can be carried away by something. I can be carried away by my own sanskar, saying, no, 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 this is not required. So so many influences outside. So in that change, when it has just begun, I can find so many influences from outside and inside. My own wrong decisions, my own thoughts which are more negative. So all these, when it starts to get deeper and deeper within me, so what happens? My mind is full. So I will not be able to go along the journey of being a mature spiritual person, a matured person. So what happens in the tender stage of bringing that change? It remains as such. So either we wither away or there is no progress. So what spiritual change is, it is a deep understanding of my own self. It is a skill. So I find that everything is full. Immediately you put it out. You vent it out somewhere in some point. So without that, it is not possible for us to become mature, to say ourselves to ourselves that I can stand on my own. So this requires such a great understanding about my subtle faculties. So many times we would have heard about the mind, we would have heard about intellect, we would have heard about our sanskars. But how does it work within? Because when we are talking about mindful, so we should also be aware of our intellect. बुद्धि क्या चीज है. We should be aware about our own impressions, how the impressions work. Because not only the mind is full, so when the mind is full, your intellect gets suppressed. It's just like there is a small child of 2 years or 3 years. You're overloading the child with knowledge, you're overloading the child with the school syllabus. You're overloading the child with technology. Use the mobile, use the internet, use everything. You also go for play. You also have to come first in the class. You have to come first in the cricket. You have to get selected for the national team. You have to do this and that. So many things we are overloading. So what happens when at the tender age, when the child is thinking, I need to do so many things. So the intellect immediately says, yes, so many things are there. But then what is happening? I'm not able to decide for what is more important for me. What is the priority for me? The child is not able to decide. And hence, many times you can see that after a long period, they lose either interest in studies, they are more into play, or they lose interest in play, they are more into something else. So, this drifting to only one, getting overindulged in only one, or participating in only one thing happens because our mind is so full. It is full of things. So, what meditation teaches us is after each and every action that I perform, each and work that is complete, I have completed my study, I take a break. So, why this break is required? Because, so just imagine if I am just running the machine on and on and on, so it becomes hot, and even then, if I don't understand that I have to stop, it stops automatically by its own. The same way, so if my mind is working and working and working, if not, I have not caught the signal of the intellect saying that you need a rest, you need a change. So go for a walk, go for something else, drink a cup of water or a glass of water or a tea. So if I'm not able to understand the signal of the intellect, automatically it stops. So I, from inside, I feel that there is a kind of deep discomfort in what I am doing. So when the discomfort starts, so immediately I am able to see that I am not connecting to the work that has to be done. I am not able to connect to whatever I do. So it's just like I'm doing and I'm just walking out. I'm doing and walking out. So in meditation, what happens is, so we are so much aware of our subtle faculty, the mind, so the thought, the energy of the thought, that immediately you are able to decide that the energy level is going down. So energy level is going down in the sense that your mind is thinking either too much or it is going into negative or wasteful thoughts. So it is such a beautiful, makeup. Like it could be, I could say the God or whatever it is, the nature, whatever it is. So whenever our mind is full, our intellect signals to us, which we call the inner conscience, the Vivek. Bolta hai, stop now. You need a change. Take a break. Need a change. So go into deep silence. Go into that no Om Shanti mantra. That I am a peaceful soul. So what happens in that level of understanding? when I am able to catch the signal of my own intellect, so I am able to reduce the number of thoughts slowly. So when the number of thoughts are reduced, I can find that my mind is slowly coming back to the track. It is coming back to the positivity again. This is not done. What happens is, it's just like the river flowing, hitting to the rocks, and then coming back. So river flowing, hitting to the rocks and coming back. So understanding of taking the course and moving ahead is not there. And that's the reason why, if your mind is so full, intellect is suppressed to such an extent that decision is lost in many of the times. And that's the reason why my old imprint starts to work there. So the old impressions that were recorded starts to work there. So वो काम करने लगता है. So what happens is, the mind is full, your intellect is suppressed, and the impression starts to work. Some of the deep rooted impressions work so fast that again your mind starts to work on that. Thoughts come here and there, come here and there, where it is. And what Raj Yoga meditation teaches us is, you have to not only keep an eye on your mind, but it should be also your intellect. So, what is intellect? It is a powerful tool to decide, visualize, reason, and it is, I can say, the most important faculty where we, in other words, in spiritual terms, we say as the conscience or vivek. If this is suppressed, then the realization power is gone. What is realization power? I will not be able to understand my own mistakes. I will not be able to realize my own negativity. I will find that I am such a good personality because I have achieved so much. I'm such a great person because I have so much of property. So I am such a great person because I'm in this post and position. I'm of this religion. I'm of this name. I'm of this caste. So I attach everything to that, not realizing that all these identities are short lived. And that's why what spirituality teaches us is, your mind and intellect have to work so well that you need to experience it by synchronizing your thought and intellect, your thought and visualizing, your thought and your picture in the mind, intellect. So, meditation is not just that you are repeating something, you have done everything. It is such a mindful thinking of what you need and what you have to do. So, for example, if I need peace now, and I'm just going on and on and on by reading scriptures, by reading all textbooks, by reading all the other things, will that help? No. So, how will it help? So, it is something about myself. I need to understand that now is the time for me to pick something peaceful, to be at peace. Now is the something to experience peace. It could be by meditation, it could be by prayer, or it could be by soul searching, or it could be by my own effort. So, this is where Raj Yoga meditation teaches us to realize what I need at what time. So, not that my mind is wandering everywhere, and then I have not achieved or I have not got anything. So, taking this cycle forward, I would like to explain to you one more important thing. How does it work? So, when my mind and intellect is very clear for me, so which we call in spiritual term as my intellect is divine, it is Divya Buddhi. So, automatically, there is another very powerful power that comes to my life. So, what is that power? Is power to discriminate. So before entering into this beautiful power, realizing what it is and how I can bring it into my life, we will just go into few minutes of meditation. So I request all of you to be seated wherever you are comfortably. Please sit straight. Don't move your body. just a glimpse of what we have heard all this while. Recollect, filter that is not wanted. Consciously filter those thoughts that come to your mind, which is not required at the present moment. Let go, let go. I create just one thought. In this beautiful space within me. I, the soul, have the control over my mind, my intellect and sanskars. Let me realize this knowledge. As long as I stay in this body conscious, I connect to gross things. It could be my body, bodily relation, physical things, my property, my money, my achievements. As long as I'm in this gross thoughts, my mind is not focused or clear. Because I need to enjoy each and everything with my values, with the power of my mind. Only if my mind is empowered and powerful, energy flows into each and everything. I have to shift the smriti or consciousness of being a soul, of being Atma, because peace, purity, knowledge, power, love, happiness, cooperation, these are the sanskars of the soul. I perceive everything outside these eyes. I enjoy and experience it inside within me. I have a feeling because the soul is present. Let me shift the consciousness to being a point of light. From doing to being a light energy, being a peaceful soul, being a powerful soul. With this practice, I find that my mind is more focused, mind is empowered, and I'm in the present rather than being in the automated mode, just thinking, thinking, and thinking. Om Shanti. As you open your eyes, just see the picture in front of you. If my mind is full, I am in the present. I'm mindful, I receive the greatest power to discriminate. Let us observe this picture for a few minutes and see what comes to my mind. What is the power to discriminate? Because a mindful person always holds this power to discriminate. परखने की शक्ति है. That means your mind is so focused that you can very clearly pick what is right and what is wrong. You clearly can decide for yourself what is original and what is not original. How does it happen? Many times we are disturbed by what is not original. Many times we are disturbed by others' feelings, bhavna, others' intentions, others' way of thinking, way of doing. Many times we are disturbed by this. So what is mindfulness is, it is a kind of deep inner focus, because silence takes you into that mood of being very focused with your mind. You're able to discriminate what is the other person's intention, whether it is positive, negative, what bhavna they hold. Very important for us, because a diamond merchant has got the knowledge and the power to discriminate what is original, what is not original. कौन सा सही diamond है, कौन सा नहीं है, कौन सा original है, कौन सा नहीं है. What is it? It is his experience, it is his knowledge. So each and every time he sees the diamond, he has got the knowledge to discriminate. परख सकता है ये original है. The same way, each and every time I'm doing something, I'm meeting someone, am I able to have this parakni ki shakti or power to discriminate, or am carried away by their words and getting deceived? I'm carried away by something else and getting deceived. Very important, because when the mind is totally full of thoughts, I will not be able to discriminate. Parakni ki shakti बहुत 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 कम होती है. It will be very low, very low. And that's why what Raj Yoga meditation teaches us is most important power that we gain when your mind is completely cautious, your mind is full, you are in the present, focused, is the power to discriminate. Because without any focus, you will not be able to get this power to discriminate. Because you can see that a person, when he has to look through the microscope, when he has to look through that, so it is such a great focus of not only his physical, sense organs, it could be eyes, but it is also the focus and concentration of the thoughts. And then he is able to pick those minute flaws there. The same way, so with concentration, with focus, my mind is able to pick even small things which can deceive me, which can be a great hindrance in my life, which can be a big obstacle in my life. And that's the reason why we have to move from mindful to being very cautious, being in the present, being more powerful, being more empowered in our life. So let us start to introspect now. Simple activity that I give you. We are hearing something, we are seeing something, we are observing something, smell, taste, all this is happening. Every second, every nanosecond, this is happening. So am I getting attached to something? For example, I have tasted something. Again and again, I get those same thoughts. Taste kitna अच्छा था. So I have smelled something. What a pungent smell, dirty smell. So again and again, I've observed something. Again and again, I am getting those thoughts. So what is happening is, when I hear something, see something, observe something, if I'm attached to that, so my thought starts to work there. So many thoughts come up. So what is Raj Yoga meditation is? It is a kind of deep introspection. So after I have observed something, after I have smelt and tasted something, can I detach from that? Can I move on to the next without carrying the thoughts with me throughout the day? Simple introspection. These simple small things make your mind full, right? Thoughts keep coming again and again. I recollect that. It makes us so full. You feel your head is totally overburdened. Simple exercise. Let us introspect. So after doing something, after smelling, tasting, am I attached to that or can I detach myself and move ahead? So in Raj Yoga meditation, what we do is, so we observe where our attention and emotions go, how it is working together whilst talking to other, while walking, cooking. Semi non-judgmental without over-indulging in other sanskars. Like many of the times we expect others to be like us, to behave like us, think like us. If they are not doing that way, it is like they are committing a great crime, mistake. This is overindulging in their sanskars. The other person finds that he is with his own sanskars, he is right there. There is no problem. So here, meditation teaches us to really be non-judgmental and then match your sanskars with others. This is being mindful. So where your attention is, where your emotions are, just observe and see. Because many times lack of attention also brings great imbalance in emotions. So mindfulness in my relation with others, with the self and God. I need to accept myself as I am, what I am. I am the soul, and then being aware of God. I'm the child of God, and I have a great eternal relationship with God. Vanadi sambandh hai. I'm his child. Mother, father, bandhu, sakha, khuda dost. So I have to accept that. Be aware of that. Self-awareness brings awareness about my Father, the Supreme Father. There should be clarity in everything. So अगर मेरे साथ में मेरा क्लैरिटी है, स्पष्टता है, तो मुझे भगवान के बारे में भी स्पष्टता होगी. तो ये स्पष्टता हमारे हम संबंध तक भी ला सकते हैं. We can bring it into our relationship. And each and every time I need to rejuvenate myself, that recreate myself. It could be with knowledge, it could be with you, it could be with my own newness, my learning, my creativity, but this has to be a permanent thing. And my focus is always there. Three things that we can do to change the thoughts. Accept what you cannot change. No comparison. We lose our identity in comparison. हम क्या है, क्या कर सकते हैं, वो हम भूल जाते हैं. Another person's role is not the same as our role. Check and change. That means the minute I realize this is not proper, I change it. So I can see, how the bad effect or the negative effect of that is there. I don't have to continue with that. So this is what we need to do. And then finally, the meditation aspect. So how important it is for us, because these are the virtues that we attain through meditation. So जैसे कि हम कुछ चीज खरीदे हैं, बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट चीज, बहुत वैल्यूबल चीज, बहुत काम का चीज, लेकिन उसको एक कोने में रख दिए, तो उसकी वैल्यू जो है खत्म हो जाता है, उसकी इंपॉर्टेंस जो है खत्म हो जाता है. ऐसे ही आत्मा के अंदर कितनी शक्तियां हैं, कितना पावर है, वैल्यूज है, अगर उसको यूज नहीं किए, we have not used it, we have not exhibited that, it's just there, that's it. And the value of the soul is lost, the power of the soul is lost, and hence meditation is the need of the hour. Saying so, let us all go into the journey of meditation for a few minutes. Let this experience be very deep within. Let me connect to myself as a very, 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 very tiny, sentient point of light, radiating in the middle of the forehead. As I connect to this sentient point of light, I find that many thoughts in my mind are getting cleared. And slowly I can let go many thoughts that I've been holding for a long time. As I walk into my inner world, world of silence, deep stillness, I can find full of peace within me. I connect to this, find my inner world. It's a world of silence, it's a world of stillness, world of light. Just a point. In me lies sanskars of peace, love, power, purity, knowledge, happiness. As I acknowledge these values, I'm mindful of using this in my action that I perform. Each action beholds these inner values within me. I deeply acknowledge my Father, the Supreme Soul, the source of all the values, Almighty, the bright star. I travel to the peaceful abode where He resides. That is the home of silence and peace. I'm embraced by His peace, the soothing light and warmth. Deep peace within, deep healing within. This healing I can let go. This is a mode of forgiveness. I can spread this power and peace to the whole world. Coming back to this world of action, consciously spread the vibrations of peace to the world, to the nature. Find that everything is peaceful and in harmony. I am mindful of my own thoughts, my feelings, my experience. I also have the power to create this space instead of being full of thoughts. Shanti. Slowly open your eyes. Experience mindful the present moment, the present experience that all of you. Shanti. Thank you. Thank you very much. What
Thank you, Didi. Okay, thank you so much, Didi. I think it was a wonderful session, and I really appreciate that you took us into the experience of mindfulness with the meditation exercise multiple times during the sessions. It was a very experience based session, and I think the pointers that you gave, that we should accept and not compare and then check and change. The three key points, apart from the one striking line that struck me, was it is actually the presence of mind. What we always call to have a presence of mind is actually coming from being mindful. So in case any participant has any question, we would open the floor for your questions. I do see a comment from Sister Babita, who would like to know, does feeling blank a good thing or a bad thing?
I would say it is nothing actually.
Okay.
It's zero.
Okay, so moving forward, we have another question. So the participant would like to know how to get some kind of motivation to manage the mind. So that is something we do get all the when we have goals and timelines, targets. So we have that motivation to manage our time, to manage our goals, so that we can achieve them. So how to find that motivation to manage our mind?
See, there are two things in this world. One is short lived, थोड़े समय के लिए, and one is very powerful, which is for a very long time. बहुत समय के लिए. So which do I choose? I obviously want something which is powerful, which is for a long time. That is the spiritual knowledge. We cannot deny this fact. So बाकी सब कुछ है, लेकिन कुछ समय के लिए. It is for such a short time. We have learned new technology, we have learned new art, dance, this, that, and then back again you are into the same mindset. Mind is full. So spiritual knowledge motivates us. Second thing, I need to be very creative. कुछ ना कुछ नवीनता लानी चाहिए हमारे जीवन में. Something in simple things at least. So this creativity brings more enthusiasm in. Umang utsaah बढ़ाएगा. It creates that zeal and enthusiasm within me. This thing I need to really inculcate in my life. Spiritual knowledge is a must. So without that, the soul is not pushed. I can say doesn't move forward.
Thank you, Dee, for answering that in a very concise yet hitting the right points. So I think our audience will get the answers to their questions as and when they explore these aspects of being mindful, practicing meditation. And like Didi said, it is like a spiritual nourishment for the soul. So the beautiful example Didi shared at the starting, we having so many thoughts that are like seeds which have the capacity to grow into full grown trees. However, clustered together, they're not getting the right nourishment. So which we can get from being focused and being mindful. So I think we are over time, and we do have one more question, Didi, if you permit, or so it is more related to habits, how to change our habits. Most of the time, they pull us down from bringing that change in us.
See, many habits are formed because we perform that again and again. For example, now and then if I have the habit to just have drink of water, have a cup of tea. It's a habit. Without that, my mind doesn't work, I feel. But then how do I break that chain? I create a new powerful and new habit, which is more powerful than the older one, which
Right.
can really sublime the older one. ये तो करते हैं ना हम लोग, तो कुछ भी करना है तो और ज्यादा एफर्ट दे करके और ज्यादा शक्ति दे करके हम उसको दबा देते हैं. ये करना है, अगर हैबिट्स को चेंज करना है, we just have to do that. Create a more powerful habit which gives you more, a sense of yes, satisfaction. That can really change your habits. इतना तो करना है, we have to do it.
Great. I think we are then over, and we would like to thank Sister Chaya for today's session. And thank you, everyone, for being connected with us regularly for these sessions. It is great to have you. We will keep connecting in these refreshing Sunday evening talks. So, we will meet next Sunday with a new topic. Till then, we wish you a great week ahead and stay safe, stay mindful.
Mindful,
Om
yes.
Shanti.
Oh, Shanti, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Om Shanti.
Shanti.